Good afternoon and welcome to another video of a show that I need to talk about right now because this is one of the shows that I actually was looking forward to, and I talked about it and I mentioned it on Twitter. You see, one of my favorite shows, still to this day, is Interspecies Reviewers. Interspecies Reviewers is one of those shows that defines is it anime or is it hentai. This is the same studio that made Citrus, one of the best, if not the best, Yuri animes of all time. And shows like The Island of Giant Insects, the Island of Giant Insects, and my other favorite that they did, Higurashi, and Miracle-chan. Now, and another show, Yuri Is My Job, which, by the way, I'm looking forward to talk about Yuri Is My Job. I actually am looking forward to that. Now, the same studio that made one of the best Yuri's of all time, Citrus, they made a new show. A show that's kind of Interspecies Reviewers on a whole different level. And by far, watching this first episode, I kid you not, this doesn't even, I swear this show does not need to be in the category of hentai, because this don't even look like a hentai. Sure, it's ecchi, sure, it's a harem, sure, it's a isekai. I get it. Now, when it comes to isekais, I get it. Isekais is very common for all animes. We usually get 2 or 3 isekais every season. There's always one MC who goes to another world, same blah blah, etc. type of isekai type vibe, you know. It's no big deal. Sure, isekais tend to genuinely keep going and going to embrace it. Now, I'm not a big fan of isekais. I don't watch like every isekai anime. But there are some isekais that kind of like open your mind and you want to watch it to like, you actually love the story for it. No Game, No Life, Rise of the Shield Hero, Mugen Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. Hell, there's Overlord. Sword Art Online. You could go down the list of all the isekais out there. Oh, Another World with My Smartphone. I forgot about that. You see what I mean? There are a lot of isekais animes that we always get. But this one particularly, this one really got my interest because I saw this first episode. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait for the uncensored version. And we got it. So without further ado, let's get right to this talk about Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. Okay, so I see what they did. Following from the first chapter, I see what they did. They kind of it's kind of like they took some of the parts from chapter 1 and 2 and put it into this. So you got this one guy. You got this one guy who doesn't give a fuck about life. I mean, he's been bullied every day. His life is so boring. He got no options. You know, he's just bored. He's staying home. He has no regrets. The only thing, and there was a suicide, I mean, one of the chapters, he had a suicide website where he's just like, I don't commit suicide. He doesn't give a fuck. But he's still a virgin. That's the whole problem with it. So he gave him a choice. There was this website where he gave him 4 choices. What role do you want to be in? What's your stats and all that stuff? And then before he says, are you sure? Last chance. Once he clicked that, boom, he's in another world. Now, this main guy, he's in another world, and he literally slaughtered the hell out of people. Uncensored, watch it, because the censored version is all black screen. You ain't gonna see it. But the uncensored version, that's some real shit. That is some real shit. I kid you not. I mean, like, literally, really. I mean, how you start off with an opening of a guy slaughtering people with blood and a sword that he just found and start slaying these people. God damn. Now let's get to the opening. You know, the more times I look at that opening, it just reminds me of Interspecies Reviewers. And for those of you who watch Interspecies Reviewers, that's a man of culture show right there. That is legit a man of culture. Trust me, go watch Interspecies Reviewers and just watch it for the storyline. You'll find that it's really good. In fact, a lot of people said it's one of the best shows out there. And I'm really defending that show because it is a good show. But anyway, I like the opening of that harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. It shows all the characters that he's gonna have in his harem. Some of them have big-breasted girls. Some of them have like the small-breasted girls. Some of them have all these non-human. Well, can't say non-human. Well, half human creatures. Especially this new girl Roxanne, who's a dog, half girl, maybe. I could be wrong, bear with me, because she's your first appearance. But yeah, she looks freaking hot. But anyway, he wakes up in a barn, and with his stats ability, he able to see all the things that he sees. He sees a horse, sees stable, sees sandals, and he found a sword. Like literally, you wake up and you found a sword? That's busted. That's not, I mean, like, I get Rising Shield Hero stuff with a shield, but damn, he got his sword. And he found his ability to increase his attack. And then once these bandits come in, yo, the slaughter was epic. I mean, literally, not epic, but more like uncensoredly, you could actually see the blood coming off. Like in the censored version, you see the head chop off and it's a black screen. But in the uncensored, literally, his head chopped off. And you get to see all the shit that he did to him. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? So he thought that, okay, I'm in the game. Maybe I'll save and go home. Save and exit. Close window. No, dude, you in an isekai. There's no way in hell that you could leave just by saying that. If that was the case, Kirito could have done it. Naofumi could have done it. Ainz could have done it. From Overlord, he didn't do it. Kazuya from Konosuba could have done it. And all the male isekais could have done it a long time ago to a point where it's like, restart. Stop. Save. Exit. No. You're in an isekai. Learn with it. Learn. Learn. And now you just realize he killed anybody. He killed them all. So again, with all this rations, all that stuff, he didn't know much about this guy. About the world that he's in. Now he killed a few bandits off and he gets a bounty. So he takes it to the next town, and these knights are dicks. But with enough, he could buy slaves. Now, this is where we need to discuss the fan service. Fellas, I get it. The edginess was freaking hot. I'm gonna say this again. You see, when they show the images, well, as soon as they mention the brothels, and his image of showing all the ladies' bodies and all that stuff, especially down there, if you know what I mean, they went deep. They went so deep on the animation of the girls' butts, breasts, and down parts. You know what I mean? They showed everything. Everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even fazed by it. Because, again, this is the people that made Citrus. This is the people that made Yuri's My Job. This is the people that made High School DxD Reborn. This is the people that made Interspecies Reviewers. So why are we not fazed by it? Because, again, this is Interspecies Reviewers animation. We know what's going to be revealed. And I'll tell you something else. They're going to show more of the animation of this show real soon. Then he wants to buy a slave. And he wants to buy any slave he wants to. But the old man is like, you can't make out with them. Like, you can have your harem, but you can't do as much. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like Monster Misune. Remember how, like, back in the days, Monster Misune, you can't have sex with monster girls. Monster girls have sex with humans. It's kind of like that kind of vibe all over again. But when I look at these characters, especially like Roxanne, she is freaking fine. I mean, come on. Come on. Okay. Watching this first episode, it brought to my attention that sooner or later, please God, make this a crossover with this and Interspecies Reviewers. If they do that, that's gonna be the best show. And besides, it's getting special. So we're gonna see this once this show ends. I'm pretty sure it's gonna end like 12 episodes, like always. Maybe so. We'll see. But he wants to buy Roxanne. And again, he keep bringing up his titties. I mean, he's still a virgin. I get it. It's funny. But damn, he is so desperate for Roxanne so much that he wants to have a harem of his own. And I'm not saying he's the best isekai character, but he's trying his damn well hardest to get Roxanne, and she's worth a lot. So he's like, okay, the owner's like, okay, I keep you 5 days. I'll keep it for 5 days, so you better have that money. So this entire first episode of him doing whatever he can to buy Roxanne and have her as a slave. That's how the first episode is. That's how it is. So when you look at this first episode of Harem in a Labyrinth of Another World, it's just a guy who wakes up in an isekai world like every common isekai character is, finds a hobby or a job, and gather up his party. His party. Kind of like Another World with my smartphone. Same thing. Kind of like Rise of the Shield Hero. Same thing. Characters like them, when it's like you wake up in another world and you having these party full of females, you have what it takes. And just like this guy who's still a virgin, wakes up in isekai, and slaughtered the entire Bennets uncensoredly, and buying a slave, boy, you talking about man of culture? This guy got man of culture. And pretty soon later in this episode, we're gonna see all these fantastic females that he has in his group. So I'm pretty sure everyone is going to debate about who's his best, like, and everybody's favorites. Who's his best? What's the best one? Now I know we're gonna debate about this, bro. It's time to say it. I don't think this show needs to be in the hentai website. There is no way this show needs to be in a hentai website. I mean, how do I put this? Redo of Healer, one of my favorite shows of all time. And if you find my video, Redo of Healer is a masterpiece, scroll down till you find me. I'm telling you right now, Redo of Healer, I don't think it needs to belong in the hentai website. I don't think so. World's Ends Harem, I don't think so either, because it's not showing all that. Interspecies reviewers, half and half. But this show, Harem in a Labyrinth of Another World, it doesn't need to be in a hentai website, because it's not like they actually showing them doing it. It's not like they showing everything. No, it's not like that. Sure, they're gonna show the breasts and the butts and all that, but it's not like they're gonna reveal every little, all the parts. Let me just say that. They're not gonna reveal all the parts, but who am I to be judged? But I'm pretty sure they're really gonna think, oh, this is a hentai. Oh, I'm gonna be like, oh, it's not. To be honest, it's not. I can't really see it in that hentai category, because it's not like they're gonna do everything. You know what I mean? It's not like interspecies reviewers level type, high school digs D type thing. It's not like that. But we'll see where this goes later on in these episodes. And like I said, the first episode was kind of like a slow part of it. I mean, yeah, we got some fan service, and yeah, we got some uncensored. And if you watch the uncensored version, you see how crazy it is without the black screen shots, but you'll see more of it. So I look forward for next week's episodes of Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World, and let's see his journey with collecting slaves and going in this labyrinth that they just opened 2 days ago. So we'll see the fights and the matches and everything he does to get his harem going. So stay tuned for next week.